Alzheimer's. For a lot of us, just hearing that word brings up this feeling of dread, like it's some inevitable thing we can't do anything about. But what if that's not the whole story? What if I told you that you could actively, right now, start building a powerful defense for your brain? Well, today we're going to look at the science that shows us exactly how to do that. Okay, let's get right into it. First things first, let's be really clear about what we're actually up against. Alzheimer's is a physical disease. It's caused by these two rogue proteins, amyloid and tau, that basically build up and, well, clog up the works in our brain. And that gunk is what damages and destroys brain cells. Understanding this is so important because it means we're not fighting some kind of ghost. We're fighting a tangible physical process. So, that brings us to the million-dollar question, right? Faced with all of this biology, are we just helpless? Is our future just a roll of the genetic dice? Well, the answer, and this is backed by a huge and growing mountain of research, is a powerful, resounding no. We are absolutely not powerless. See, our brains have this incredible, built-in ability to change and rewire themselves. Scientists call it neuroplasticity. And by making certain choices, we can build up something called a cognitive reserve. Think of it like a backup generator for your brain, a buffer that helps it resist damage. Science has handed us the tools, and right now, we're going to open up that toolbox. So our very first tool is something we all use multiple times a day: food. But look, we're not just talking about the vague idea of eating healthy. We're talking about a specific, scientifically proven way of eating that's designed to protect your brain. It's called the Mind Diet. And the best part about the Mind Diet is just how simple it is. It's basically a mashup of the Mediterranean and DASH diets, but it's been specifically fine-tuned for brain health. The focus is really on plant-based foods, especially things like leafy greens and berries. And it's about limiting the stuff high in saturated fats. It's not about being perfect. It's just about shifting your priorities. And these charts right here, this is where it gets really interesting. These are called survival curves. Basically, they follow a group of people for years and track who develops Alzheimer's. The higher the line stays, the better. Now, look at the Mind Diet on the left and the classic Mediterranean diet on the right. You can see that even the line for just moderate followers of the Mind Diet is higher, offering more protection than the same level for the Mediterranean one. That's a huge deal. So what does this all boil down to? Well, a major 2015 study that tracked almost 1,000 people found that those who stuck to the Mind Diet most closely had, get this, a 53% lower risk of developing Alzheimer's. Let that sink in. That's not a tiny little difference. That is a massive, potentially life-changing advantage. All right, let's grab our second tool from the toolbox. This one is all about action. It's about that incredible 1-2 punch of moving your body and challenging your mind to actively build up that cognitive reserve we were talking about earlier. I want you to think about it like this. Physical and mental exercise are really just two sides of the same brain-boosting coin. When you do aerobic exercise, you're working from the bottom up. You're improving your brain's hardware, pumping it with more blood flow and crucial growth factors. Then, when you take on mental challenges, you're working from the top down, building better software, creating stronger and faster connections between your neurons. You really do need both. And the physical results are just stunning. A recent study found that a regular aerobic exercise program led to a 76% reduction in those amyloid plaques. And that's not all. The same exact study showed a 63% drop in those harmful tau tangles. And to top it off, it also led to a 58% reduction in the buildup of harmful iron in the brain, which is a big driver of inflammation. I mean, these numbers show just how powerful exercise is at doing a deep clean of your brain at the cellular level. So how do you exercise your mind? Well, the secret ingredients are novelty and challenge. This isn't about doing the same old crossword puzzle every single day. It's about pushing your brain somewhere new. Try learning a language, pick up that guitar that's been in the corner, travel somewhere you've never been. All these things force your brain to pave new neural roads, which makes its entire network stronger and beefs up that cognitive reserve. Okay, our third tool is all about the foundation. We're talking about your daily habits. These aren't the big, dramatic things, but the small, consistent actions that, day after day, year after year, build up this incredible wall of protection. The Alzheimer's Association really zeroes in on these 4 things. Good sleep, for instance, isn't just about resting. It's your brain's nightly maintenance crew, cleaning house and filing away memories. If you smoke, quitting can literally lower your risk of cognitive decline back to the level of someone who never smoked. And of course, keeping your blood pressure in check and protecting your head from injuries are just direct ways to keep your brain's delicate machinery safe. But habits aren't just physical. A fascinating 2024 study found this incredible link between our personality and our brain health. It turns out that people who have a more positive outlook, who are more open to trying new things, actually showed less cognitive decline over time. So your mindset, your curiosity, how you approach life, it's not just in your head. It's actively and measurably protecting your brain. Now, while we're focusing on all the things we can do to prevent this, it's also really important and encouraging to know that the medical world is making huge strides too. These lifestyle strategies are our first and probably our best line of defense, but they're not the only things happening. Just last year, in 2023, the FDA approved a new drug called Lecanemab, and this is a really big step forward. It works by directly targeting and removing those amyloid plaques we talked about from the brain. Now, and this part is critical, it is not a cure. What it is a treatment for the very early stages of Alzheimer's that can help slow down how fast the disease progresses. It buys people more precious time with better brain function. So, let's pull this all together. What we've just gone through, this isn't just a random list of tips. This is your brain health toolkit. It's a complete system. You've got diet, you've got physical and mental exercise, you've got those foundational health habits, and you've got a positive, curious mindset. Each tool has its own job, but when you use them together, they create a seriously comprehensive defense. You see, the power to shape our brain's future is so much more in our own hands than most of us ever thought possible. The science is there, the tools are right in front of us. So really, the only question left is the one you see right here. What will be your first step to start building your cognitive reserve? Today.